Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we gear up. Well, we gear up to the Premier League weekend, but at the moment, it's not Champions League football that's being played, it's Europa. So we're going to check the latest scores at the time of this recording and, oh, what do you know? Well, West Ham are winning their game, but, Marseille 2, Brighton 0. Wow. Wow. Brighton, what has happened to you guys? What has happened? You know what? Like I said a few videos ago, De Zerbi was actually correct. And I remember saying the same thing and thinking, I think 2 and 2 equals 4 here. Brighton cannot keep up with playing this many competitions at once. They had the Premier League, they had the Carabao Cup, they got knocked out by us, of course. They had the Europa League, they lost. Now they're playing Europa League again, they've lost. They played Premier League, they look like they're going a little bit dodgy. Like I don't think can hold up. So right now they're losing 2-0 to Marseille. 2 goals in 1 minute, unbelievable. And the exact same action, Lewis Dunk with the Harry Maguire-esque error, which we're going to come to later on because I've got to say something about Harry Maguire. But let's get cracking with the latest, and before we do, I'm going to make sure that I keep you guys posted with everything on this channel. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button, make sure you're hitting the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded. Don't forget to check out the socials as well, they are on screen for you right here and in the description. We've got a few things to cover, but tomorrow will be the preview for Burnley versus Chelsea. Or is it Chelsea versus Burnley? Are we at home or away? No, we're away. Yeah, we're away. So at Turf Moor, lovely jubbly. Burnley versus Chelsea preview will be dropping for you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys are here for that. Now, let's get cracking. We're going to start off with the same player that we started off yesterday, but this time in a more positive light. Actually, no, yesterday was positive. Conor McGregor. Why have I got Conor McGregor in my head? How has he entered my mind? What's going on? I think I saw a KSI Tommy Fury preview to their fight on the 14th, and I think because of that, Conor McGregor somehow managed to penetrate his way through into my brain. So let's get cracking. Conor Gallagher, that Conor. Let's get into it. Here it is. Chelsea are preparing to sit down with Gallagher to discuss what is best for all parties as he heads towards the final 18 months of his existing deal. Chelsea are happy with his form. We've got to be honest, like I said yesterday, the way that he played against Fulham is something that I want to see week in, week out from him, and if he does that, I am more than happy with Conor Gallagher. So yes, I can understand where the form has been progressively better, step by step, but the Fulham game was exactly what I want to see. So, yes, sitting down for a new contract is the right thing to do up until when we can make that decision or when we can come to an agreement or whenever there's a breakthrough in those talks. We would have definitely seen more game time of Conor Gallagher, and I think we can come to an understanding or a consensus as to whether he is the real deal, whether he is legitimately improving week by week, whether he is really starting to grasp what it takes to play in his position, or is it just one good game and a bunch of bad games? I hope not. I hope not. So fingers crossed, it's all going to shape up nicely, and hopefully Conor Gallagher keeps the standard, and if he does, yeah, absolutely entertain a new deal. But we have to be realistic. If these talks don't progress as quickly as I think Chelsea want it to, then we could end up in a situation where maybe a Tottenham want to come in, maybe West Ham come back again for him, maybe Chelsea entertain it because they're going to have to make a decision as to keep him and maybe risk him leaving on a free, or he signs a new contract. So let's see what's going to happen with Conor. What do you want to happen? And I think the majority of you definitely want him signing a new deal. And look, I think Conor wants to stay at Chelsea without question. I think it'll be a lot less complicated than it is with Ian Maatsen at the moment, where it seems like we don't quite know who is asking what from who, if you know what I mean. Does he want more money? Are Chelsea trying to lowball him? Like, we don't quite know. But with Conor Gallagher, I think he'll just go, yep, that's enough money. Yeah, sweet, no problem. I'm staying, no worries. I think it's very straightforward with Conor. So let's see what happens. Now, the next thing on the agenda is in relation to, the injuries that Chelsea have had, the problems that Chelsea have had. It seems like we might finally be getting to some sort of a breakthrough. So, fingers crossed we are. What's happened? Let's get into it. If it's going to show up on screen, it does. Get the word out, as CFC Dubois has said. We are back. Why? Because Caicedo has trained today. Madueke has trained today. And also, Reece James is back outside training. So, great news. Overall, we've got men reappearing for this football club. Reece James in particular, finally back on grass. I think that's crucial. We already know that he's banned for the Burnley game. Even if he was fit, he wouldn't be able to play. He was never going to play that game anyway. So I don't know what the FA have done there, but anyway, forget it. Arsenal, after the international break, I'm pretty certain Reece James will be available. However, does he get ahead of Cucurella? That's a question for all of you. Let me know in the comments. Who are you playing at right back against Arsenal? Is it going to be Reece James or is it going to be Cucurella? Unbelievable. Gusto will also be available for the Arsenal game because his final game of his suspension is Burnley. So let's see what's going to happen there. But Caicedo back in training properly. Madueke is in training and he's okay because there was a fear that he might not be okay. Turns out he is. Here's the confirmation on Reece James as well. Reece James returned to the grass today as he continues his recovery from injury. So very, very happy days. Thank goodness for that. Long may it continue. And look, I have to say this about Reece James. I have to, yeah? If he gets injured one more time, one more time, where he's out for weeks, we got to have a conversation. And I know you know what conversation we're going to have, but I don't want to have it. So I'm not going to say, but you know, you're not stupid. I know you guys are very intelligent. You're subscribed to me, so of course you're intelligent. But there's a conversation to be had one more time, and it has to be done. I hope we don't have to get to that. So, Reece James, please, don't get injured again. Please. And I hope the medical team, the staff at Chelsea are not just trying to rush him back, but they're legitimately looking and trying to get him 100% recovered. We don't want another issue. Please. So let's see what's going to happen. Now, a player we mentioned yesterday was Andrey Santos. We were worried about the fact that he's not being used at Nottingham Forest. Steve Cooper has apparently provided an update. So here it is. Steve Cooper has spoken to Chelsea about Andrey Santos and says the midfielder will get his opportunity at Nottingham Forest. I find it crazy, yeah, that you get a player on loan, you make the effort to go and get a player that clearly you need on a loan, and then you don't play him. It's bonkers. I don't understand. So, if there's an opportunity coming for Andrey Santos, well, we better see it soon. Because if not, like I said yesterday, January, you're heading straight back to Chelsea, and we will use you. We will actually use Andrey Santos, and it seems crazy, but I think, you know what, we can probably fit him in some sort of a capacity. Much more than he's playing at Forest. He's not playing at Forest. So look, Steve Cooper, you got to get your mind working and come up with a way to use Andrey Santos. And I don't understand why he's not even being used. He's a quality player. The composure he has, we saw how he played in pre-season for us. The guy looked electric. Young, dynamic, very, very good thinker on the ball, reads the game pretty well, very mature for his age. What's the problem? What's the problem? So, yeah, let's see. Let's see in relation to Steve Cooper using Andrey Santos. Hopefully starts this weekend. Yeah? Nottingham Forest this weekend? All right, we got a date. Now, talking about dates. Southgate has named the England team for the upcoming internationals against, is it Italy and Austria? I think England are going to be playing. But we have an update in regards to Levi Colwell. He decided to say something. What did he say? Here it is. If it's going to show. Southgate says Colwell is an option at left back for England too. Do we have to do this? Like, Southgate, man. Southgate, listen. I understand Levi Colwell is actually playing well at left back, yeah? But can we not, I feel like we're attempting to permanently turn him into a left back. Like, he's not a left back. Can you please play him as centre back? You know, unless we've had a conversation with him and we've gone, Levi, are you happy to play left back for the foreseeable future? And if he's gone yes, then okay, fair, all right? But we've not heard that. So I can only look at what his legitimate position is, and that is central defender, yeah? Like I said, he's filled in for Chelsea at left back, and he is week by week looking better. But that doesn't mean that he's got to play left back for England. What, like England don't have left backs? Do you know what I mean? Well, Luke Shaw. Maybe England are actually stripped of talent. Maybe we're not well equipped. But no, look, Southgate looking at this and thinking, yeah, I'm just going to do what Pochettino has done. I think it looks lazy. So, Levi Colwell, left back. I mean, Southgate still continues to blow people's minds. Why? Because he's called Jordan Henderson into the team. I don't really have much of a problem with that, although it's a bit crazy that we are actually really short of midfielders. It's actually bonkers. Saka has been called up. He's been risked. Like, Arteta's overusing him, so Southgate's gone, yeah, screw it. I don't care if he gets injured. We're going to call him up anyway. Sterling's missed out for the 4th consecutive time, and I wouldn't be against that. But Rashford makes it. And some people are going to be like, what? I'm sorry, Rashford has been atrocious for Manchester United. Atrocious! The guy looks like he doesn't give a damn. And I know United fans are saying the same thing. He's jogging back, he's nonchalant, he's not putting his all in, he's lazy on the ball, stupid mistakes, stupid errors, missing crazy chances. I mean, he looks like he's lost, he looks like he doesn't know how to play football. But Sterling misses out. You know, inconsistencies here, But I'm not here to just defend Sterling for the fact that he's a Chelsea player. I'm not. But on that basis, can I just please ask, and this is where I have to bring in Harry Maguire. I'm sorry, I have to. How is it that Harry Maguire's been called up for this one? We saw how he played for England in the last international break. And then Manchester United started playing games. He wasn't even selected. He didn't play. Except for one game in the Carabao Cup where they beat Crystal Palace. That one game, and you're right back into the England team. I better see, yeah? And you know what? For the benefit of the doubt, okay, you've called up Harry Maguire. But on that basis, if we're taking on the fact that he's played one game, right? Dan Burn needs to be in the next England call-up on the basis of his performance against Mbappe last night for Newcastle. By the way, Newcastle. Huge congratulations to the Toon. Huge congratulations to the Geordies. I'm genuinely really happy for Newcastle and what they managed to do last night against PSG. I thought they were incredible. They looked like they were a team that could win the Premier League title. The way that they were playing yesterday looked like a team that should be top of the league. Looked like a team that can go all the way in the Champions League. Are they going to do that though? I've got my doubts in terms of whether they can keep up for the entire year until May. However, they played incredible. Tactically, physically, mentally, everything. Spot on. So, huge credit to Newcastle. And Dan Burn had Mbappe in his pocket. Phenomenal performance. So, if we're going to take the same logic, the next England call-up, listen, mate, I don't care if he's 31. Southgate, you got to pick Dan Burn. Simple as that. So, let's wait and see what happens. I've made my call. Let's see if you're going to match or if you're going to raise. So that's to not Pochettino, but God forbid. That's to Gareth Southgate. Madueke's come on Instagram and he's done something very interesting. Let's get into it. Here it is. Madueke on Instagram, he's decided to post this picture. It's the brand new team photo being taken, and obviously with the new sponsor, Infinite Athlete. But he shared this picture of him handshaking Pochettino. Now, we know Madueke was dropped for obvious reasons. The fact that he went out and was partying in the middle of Mayfair. Yeah, going up and down to the music and whatnot. Which again, look, is there anything wrong with that in terms of a football player going out and having a good time? No. However, there is a problem when the player is injured, like he was at that time, and he goes out with an increased risk of aggravating that injury because he can't stop dancing. Yeah, that's logic. It looks like he's back on good terms with Pochettino, or not even back on good terms. It looks like he's always been on good terms, but he's understood exactly what Pochettino has said. He's clearly taken it into consideration. He's kept it moving, whether there was an apology or not or whatever, but it looks like him and Poch are completely on the same page. He's posted that on Instagram, obviously with a little underlying message of things are cool. Glad to hear it. Fantastic. So I hope he's learned his lesson. He's a young lad, of course. He's 21. He's 21. You're going to go out. You're going to enjoy your life. Absolutely understandable. But you got to pick your moments. Your professional life comes first. Your work comes first. Your job comes first. Your livelihood comes first. You breaking into the Chelsea team comes first. If you're putting yourself at risk of that because of a night, you've not got your priorities straight. You haven't got your priorities in order. So I hope it's a lesson learned. It looks like it is. And good luck to Madueke. And I hope everything's going to be lovely jubbly moving forward. So that's the latest on Madueke. Now, let's move across to what's happening elsewhere before we wrap up. And the latest from Manchester United is this. From Miguel Delaney, the Independent has been told that the atmosphere inside the Manchester United dressing room and among general staff is now toxic. Manchester United fans have undermined this because they think that Miguel Delaney is not actually that reliable. But I can testify from a Chelsea perspective, Miguel Delaney's been half right, half wrong. And not atrocious, not, like the tabloids, let's say. But, yeah, something's right, something's wrong. They've come out with this. Look, I'm not surprised. I genuinely believe what I've just read. I think the dressing room is toxic. How can it not be? How can it not be? And by toxic, I think people have the impression of toxic and they think bust-ups, they think arguments, they think chaos. No. You can have silent toxicity. You can have a toxic dressing room where everyone's just down. That's it. There isn't any arguing, any fighting, or anything like that, but everyone's just moody. Everyone's just not up for it. Maybe players are given 70%. Maybe they're giving 80%, but they're never giving 100. That's what toxic means. That's the true element of toxic, because the chances of going into a dressing room, even in bad times, and seeing all guns blazing and violence and chaos, very rare, right? It can happen in the heat of the moment. It can happen at full time or at half time, between or after a game, absolutely, because emotions are high. But at the training ground, that's not the case. At the training ground, toxic would be when everyone's just not really doing what they're meant to be doing and everyone's just like, that's toxic. I can testify. I think Chelsea's time under Graham Potter, I think that was toxic. It didn't seem like it was at face value, but not everyone giving what they need to give in training. Everything's a little too relaxed. Everything's just a little, I'm not really bothered. I'm not really into this. Like, that's toxic. I think Manchester United at the moment, I think that's the vibe. And it's not all on the pitch. The big problem at Manchester United is coming from off the pitch. It's coming from the ownership. It's coming from the instability. It's coming from this sell that's meant to happen, which doesn't seem like it's happening. What's going on? Players not looking themselves. Ten Hag looks like he doesn't know what to do. Like, it's a mess. It's a mess all across the club. So that's why it's toxic, as far as I'm concerned. But Manchester United are not going to get themselves out of the situation. And I called this before. I will stick to my guns on this. I think Ten Hag is in big trouble. Some Manchester United fans will go, no, it's not Ten Hag. It's not Ten Hag. I understand that. However, it will be Ten Hag that pays the price. And I got a feeling, if the sell doesn't go through, Ten Hag is at risk. If the sell does go through, then it completely just depends on the results, because at that point it is Ten Hag. If the new ownership come in and they give a nice vibe and they give a brand new fresh start and Ten Hag has an opportunity to turn things around, then great. If he does, he does. But if he doesn't, you best believe the Qataris or whoever's going to be in charge will look at that and go, I didn't hire you. I've got no emotional connection with you. I don't need you. Goodbye. Get me my manager. So, yeah. For the Man United fans going, Ten Hag is, it's not Ten Hag, it's not Ten Hag. Yeah, maybe to an extent it's not all him, but he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And my genuine opinion, I don't think he'll see the end of the season. I'm making the call now. I think Ten Hag will be sacked at some point along the line. I just don't see how he's going to fix the team. I don't see it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it, but that's me. Anyway, let me know down below if you agree or disagree. Before we wrap up, I've got to show this and I've got to bring some perspective to this, because I've not really spoken about the aftermath of this whole Tottenham-Liverpool VAR scenario, but let's get into it. The Premier League are not considering replaying the Tottenham-Liverpool match because of, the VAR mistakes where we saw this go down and we couldn't believe. Now, in the midst of since I last spoke about this, we've actually had the VAR recording come out publicly, and we've heard what was said, and I couldn't believe what was going on. It's crazy how on that recording, the one guy who knew what was going on was the operator, who is not a referee. Everyone else had no idea what they were doing. They had no idea how to handle the situation. The operator was the only one going, the on-field decision is offside. It's not offside. It's not offside. We've got to stop the game. He's the only one. Unbelievable. Anyway, the repercussions that have come out of this, Jurgen Klopp, I think hypothetically, I don't think he's actually called for the match has to be replayed, but hypothetically put it out there of, yeah, does the game need to be replayed? I don't think that's a logical thing. I don't think it was ever expected to happen. You can't replay a game based on a mistake like that. But however, we've heard the repercussions in terms of the referee, the VAR who was involved that day, and how he's not going to be put forward to the next game and all of that. Look, if there is a genuine punishment for referees, yeah, VAR referees, whoever, making these sort of decisions, if they get punished properly, then I think that's all we can ask for at the moment. I saw even some Chelsea fans go out and say, oh, hang on, if Darren England is getting punished, how come Anthony Taylor's not been punished? Well, look, we can't flipping go back in history and call up all the referees that made mistakes. If not, we're going to have to get to a court case that's going to end in 50 years' time. It's just not, it's not logical. So look, what I would propose is, yes, I understand Anthony Taylor's absolutely done my head in the past, but from now, from this moment forward, right, because the past is the past, what's done is done. From this moment forward, anyone that makes mistakes like this or severe errors, stupid errors like this, will be out for the season. Or something that's harsh. You have to be harsh. In this situation, you have to be harsh, because then referees look and go, oh crap, I can't play games. I can't mess up. There has to be a severe punishment. So if Darren England has been punished to an extent, I hope that sends the right message to the referees and the ones in charge of the VAR and all of that during match days to not muck around and make a decision correctly when it needs to be made, or when you've got the tools to see it. Be clear. The whole problem with that VAR decision against Liverpool was the miscommunication. How it was just very, very easily lost in translation from offside, onside to offside. Like bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It has to be made clear from the person that can see it's an offside. Do not give the goal. Okay, decision made. Don't, like, be clear. Don't just go, nah, yeah, all right, yeah, sounds, yeah, all right, lovely, sounds good, nice. What's nice? Is that an offside or an onside? Be clear. That's the whole problem with the Tottenham-Liverpool scenario, is that the referees don't know how to flip and speak. It's crazy. So, look, mistakes like that are going to cost teams games and points and all of that. Severe punishment. If that's how you're going to work, mate, you're out for the season. Tough. That's what's needed. So from now, as long as that's implemented, cool. If it's not, we're going to have to come back to this and start talking about, you know, how the whole thing's being managed. Because at that point, it's not the fault of the referees anymore. At that point, it's the people in charge. Like I did say, the PGMOL, the FA, them lot. We have to turn our eyes to them. So let's see what's going to happen. I think it's only wise to give the benefit of the doubt in the situation now and hope that the repercussions from mistakes that referees make are going to be severe and are going to be harsh and make referees click and go, okay, crap, I've got to do my job 120% correct. That's what needs to be done. So let's see what's going to happen. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Much appreciated. And I will see all of you tomorrow for, don't forget, the preview to Burnley versus Chelsea. It's going to be a good one. Can Chelsea make it 3 out of 3? Fingers crossed we can. Have we finally found where the goal is? I believe we have. Can we keep it up? I hope so. So make sure you're here for the preview tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button to be notified once I have uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this. Do not forget to check out the socials. They are on screen for you right now, as well as in the description. Much appreciated. Leave all your comments with everything that I've discussed today in the comment section below. And I will see all of you tomorrow for a brand new one. So thank you all very much for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, people. Enjoy. Take care. And before we go, I have to. What's the latest with Brighton? Still 2-0. All right. Yeah, they're in the mud. I'll see you later. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care. And peace.